Hey everybody, it's time for another gaming vlog. And for those of you who aren't familiar with this series, this is basically where I talk a little bit about some games that I'm currently playing, what's going on with the channel at the moment, and any other creative stuff that I might have in the pipeline. The background game for this episode is Puyo Puyo Tetris, which was just recently released for the Nintendo Switch and is quite excellent. If you are at all a fan of puzzle games, if you, like me, remember a world without Tetris, you will definitely be able to appreciate what an equally nostalgic and refreshing treatment of both of these games this particular product represents. I've been playing this quite a bit over the past several days, and I have to say this is easily one of my favorite Nintendo Switch games at the moment. I think the ship may have sailed on the possibility of doing a proper initial impressions video on this game, in that I think I've spent enough time with it at this point that if I were to do a full-blown video on it, I probably should do an official review, but I also haven't played quite enough of the game yet to do that justice. So let me know in the comment section down below if you folks would be interested in seeing a full review of this game. If so, I may make the time to make that happen. In other Switch news, we had the monster release of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe just yesterday, and I was actually able to stream about an hour and a half of my initial time with that game over on my Twitch channel, which I will link to in the description box down below in case any of you want to go and check that out. I've actually been giving it a lot of thought lately, and I think Twitch might become my home for sort of raw, unedited gameplay footage, especially when it comes to things like the Switch and other games that I'm experiencing for the first time. I don't know that I would necessarily want to play every new game that I try live on stream because I think there's something to be said for taking some time to familiarize myself with the game and its controls and its mechanics before trying to present it to you guys, even if I'm not going to be editing the video and such. I just think it's a little awkward and a little weird to go into a game completely cold and not have any idea what I'm doing. I don't think that necessarily makes for a good viewing experience for you folks, regardless of whether or not I'm doing any sort of post-production editing like I do here on YouTube. I've kind of drawn this line between YouTube and Twitch in terms of the kind of content and the sort of things that I do on one platform versus the other, and I think that's been working out reasonably well over the past few months. But again, you folks can let me know in the comments if you feel otherwise. As far as the YouTube channel goes, you probably noticed that there's been a lot of activity here over the past couple of months. As I said in my last channel update, March and April represented a unique opportunity that I wasn't expecting to have to create a bunch of YouTube content. Unfortunately, with April coming to an end, that means my time is once again going to be somewhat more limited. I think I've come up with some pretty interesting and clever techniques for being able to continue to make YouTube content, such as the 3 and Out series that you saw debut here on the channel over this past week. So I don't think it's necessarily going to be a case like it has in the past where content completely stops here despite me getting busy with other things, but it definitely will be slowing down. Probably shouldn't expect to see daily posts for very much longer, which of course is all the more reason to subscribe and or stay subscribed so that you get the notifications and such when videos do go live here. The other thing I really wanted to touch on and take a moment to acknowledge regarding the YouTube channel is the fact that the channel has officially hit 50,000 channel views, which I know to a lot of YouTube channels that's no big deal. A lot of people post their first couple of videos and go viral and get way more views than that. But speaking as somebody who's been at this YouTube grind for going on 7 years now, to actually reach that milestone and have over 250 videos on the channel, many of which has several thousand views on them, and to be able to load up my channel dashboard and see the fact that content that I have created here on YouTube has been viewed for at least a second or two over 50,000 times is pretty amazing to me. And I just want to take a moment and thank everybody who's ever watched a video, given it a like, subscribed, commented, any of those sorts of things. You guys really have done a lot, whether you realize it or not, over the past several years in particular, to really help the channel grow and help expose it to other people and make the effort that I put into making these videos more and more worthwhile as the channel grows. As far as new milestones for the channel go, obviously at this point I'm looking towards the 100 subscriber mark. We're currently sitting at 66 as of the time of recording this video. Obviously, more subscribers are always better, but I also tend to feel like the quality of subscribers that I have is pretty high. I think for the number of subs that I have, my videos get way more views than probably is logical in some cases. So I like to think that even though my channel is very small, I have a good solid subscriber base and a good solid base of people who enjoy the content and want to support the channel as much as possible. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that number grow. 100 subs will be crazy when that finally does happen. It'll be really interesting to see whether or not we hit 100 subs or 100,000 channel views first. I really have no idea which one of those two things will happen first, but I have a feeling that they'll probably happen around the same time. That's just based on the data that I've seen over the past couple of years and how things have progressed. But I do think both of those things are very likely to happen and inevitably will happen one way or another. It's just a question of how long it takes. As far as other creative stuff and channel related stuff goes, I do want to mention that I am going to be making an effort over the next several months to bring some more music content back to the channel. I know that's been something that several people have enjoyed and have subscribed for, and I do apologize for the fact that there hasn't been a lot of it in recent years. It just really takes a lot of time and effort to create those music videos and to do music related stuff. I've actually been prototyping some ideas for some music stuff over on Facebook, where I created a Facebook musician page with my name on it. So if you wanted to go on Facebook and look for that, you could, where I've been live streaming guitar practices and putting up edited versions of those and some other things just to kind of get a feel for upping my music production game a bit so that I can bring some of that over to the YouTube channel at some point. And of course, as always, I want to try to tie in the music stuff that I'm doing with the gaming stuff that I'm doing as much as possible, like the DayZ music video and the Drift Cycle music video that I did with Drift Streets Japan last year. But I think that's going to wrap it up for me for this video. I don't want this to get too terribly long, and I do appreciate you guys watching it and listening to me ramble for the past several minutes about all this stuff. As always, if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, be sure to hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.
What? Vital scan. Vitals process alerted.